It's property tax season, so pay attention. I'm Charles Blaine, and this is Texas Tomorrow. Across the state, cities and counties are passing their budgets and setting their property tax rates for the next year. And far too many of them are taking full advantage of a state loophole that allows their property taxes to increase more than the state would typically allow without voter approval during a year that there is a declared disaster. Local taxing jurisdictions are taking full advantage of this in every single way, and you would think that they would be doing it in a minimal amount or one that wouldn't affect taxpayers very much. But unfortunately, they're asking for significant tax increases. We're looking at things like a 9.53% tax increase in Harris County that was approved last week. A Republican-dominated Montgomery County approved an 8.9% tax increase. Residents of the city of Whitesboro and Grayson County were surprised to see a 30.25%, that's 30.25% tax increase being proposed. Angelina County approved an 8% tax increase. Travis County's notice says its rate increase will effectively be raising the rates by about 12.7%. It's happening in red counties, blue counties, purple counties across the board. It's not a partisan issue, but it's a local official issue. And what makes this worse is that these local officials have the ability to bring this to voters. Nothing in state law prohibits them from asking voters for an increase. They could bring it to us and make the case for it and allow us to decide whether or not our taxes go up. But they're not doing that for the most part. If they did, we'd be more aware about what's actually going on, because while they're required to post a notice of a tax increase and hold hearings in your local commissioner's court or city council, unless you're paying attention to these things on a regular basis, they're easy to be missed. The meetings are often held in the middle of the day when you're working, and even if you do jump through all of the hoops and hurdles to show up, it's not like they're going to listen to you anyway, which is why they avoid putting it on the ballot, because that's giving you the ultimate say. A lot of these entities argue that it's the state's fault. The state isn't giving them enough revenue, or the school districts aren't being funded enough, and this is why they have to do it. But in reality, it's the spending that they're proposing that is causing them to increase these taxes. Whitesboro, the one that's raising it more than 30%, said that unexpected costs like a $133,000 pool repair and a $500,000 playground fix are part of what's driving the need. And they also cited repairs from one vendor of 1 mile of road for $3 million. And my friend Aaron with Texas Scorecard reported that when you factor in appraisal increases, this is going to raise the average homeowner's property tax bill there by 45%. In and of themselves, these are big increases, but I'd argue that when you factor in the other costs that we're dealing with, the multiple taxing jurisdictions that we live in, the fact that your wages aren't increasing at the same rate, it makes a heftier burden that too many can't bear. And at the very least, like I said, they could allow us to vote on them, but they don't. So you need to make some noise and let people know what's going on in your community, because what will happen is once those tax bills hit people's mailboxes in the next few months, they'll start to blame the wrong people. They're going to start to point fingers, and all the worst of it is going to be done. Our county commissioners' courts and our city councils are going to have passed these rates, and there's going to be little that we can do to actually change the course. So pay attention to what's happening now, speak up, and get your neighbors to rally as well. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Texas Tomorrow. Please like, share, and let us know what's going on in your neighborhood, because we'd love to cover it.